Hey guys, it's Lisa back with another video for you from Lisa Wise Designs, and I've been rooting around in my stash again trying to pull some things out that I have not used or have not used in a while. I wanted to make a couple of really cool Mother's Day cards, so come along for the ride with me. There's some things that don't even have on the supplies like the brand name, but here is a heart embossing folder. I've got one that says love is all it is on the bottom of this embossing folder. I probably picked these up at Tuesday morning. This one's Darice. It's a bigger one, probably for a 5x7. That's dots. I've got a couple of die cut sets. They're just miscellaneous. This one had like a splotch looking thing and a heart in it. This one looks like this. It had like a mom and dad in here, so I pulled the mom out of here. I've always wanted to use this Tim Holtz Doily die. It is beautiful and it is so intricate. So I pulled that one out. And then I've never used this either. I got this, of course, with my 40% coupon a long time ago at Hobby Lobby from the Paper Studio, and it's the glitter solids. And then, of course, I pulled out some black and white cardstock. So let's get started and see what we can make. I've been playing around with acetate this week, so I wanted to kind of put some acetate with my cards. So let's start with the A2 or the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 front card first. So what I did is I went with that heart die cut and I cut one out of gold or yellowish glitter, you can see, and green. So I cut one of each of those and went ahead and weeded those out. And then I did the mom and went ahead and glued that one together. So I cut a card base, but I cut it a little different, and I'll tell you how. I rooted around and got me a piece of acetate that had been half used up, so I cut some of that. And then I used that heart embossing folder on this one. Turned out pretty cute. And I also found some vellum that I had in my scrap, so I've got that kind of ribbon-tailed. So what I did to get started on the card base is I cut a 4 1/4 by 7 base, and I scored it on the 7-inch side at 1 1/2. So that makes this flap here. And then the second piece, I cut it 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. And of course, I'll have all these measurements down in the body, the details of this video. So there's those two pieces. And then I have this heart, which I'm gonna cut up. Yeah, I'm gonna mat that here and put the acetate. So let's just kind of start putting it together so you can see my vision. What I wanna do is use this acetate here. This will be the top of the card, the bottom of the card, and then it's gonna be sandwiched between this piece. Okay, let's go ahead and cut this down. So I'm gonna need to cut a mat off this heart piece. If this is 2 1/2 by 4 1/4, it needs to be 2 1/4 by 4. Okay, I might have already have it at 4. Yep. So 2 1/4. So it's going to be tone on tone. Here, it's like that, so you can see, and then just have acetate in between, holding it together. And this one I said was 1 1/2. Yeah, so 1 1/4. Cut that piece off. I think that's all I'm going to need here. All right, this has been so much fun the last month or so, just digging into my scraps or my stash and making some beautiful cards. I hope you have enjoyed it. So what I want to do is, first of all, we gotta get this card base put together. So I'm going to line up those two pieces, and I think I'm going to use some purple tape just so I can get it on there as perfectly as I can. I'm going to take some purple tape, and I'll link as many of these products as I can find below. I'll link them, everything that I can get at Made It, and the things that I can't on Amazon. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, just kind of hold that in place, and I think I'll just paper clip this so it does not become unruly for now. And I'm going to line up my acetate. So I cut this acetate at 4 by 4. And all I want to do is just make sure I've got enough on top and bottom to adhere really well, and just center it from side to side is all I'm really trying to accomplish here. So let me just put some glue, and you can use art glitter glue or tape. Tape might be less messy on this, but art glitter glue does a fine job on acetate. I have used it many times before on art projects. So I'm just going to try to center this going left to right as best I can, not so much worrying about the top and the bottom. I've cut my piece plenty big for that because it is going to be covered. Okay, get that glued in place, give that a little bit of chance. Let's glue down. Then these two pieces that I cut with the hearts embossed on them, I'm just going to line them up even on the right and left side with that piece of acetate that I put down. Now that I've got that acetate down, kind of holding the card together as one, I'm going to take my purple tape off. I'm going to keep that for the next one. And now I'm going to glue my matte piece down. Of course, you could do this in many different colors so that it would stand out as much as you wanted it to. I'm just going to kind of line this up left to right with what I already put down the acetate. And then the bottom, I'm going to leave about the same amount of space, which should be about 1/8 of an inch on all three sides. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this top piece. This is that 1 1/4 inch piece. Line it up at the top. So I think this is going to be pretty elegant, I hope anyway. I know the next one will definitely be, because I love the black and the white together. So this is probably what took me the longest of this card, is to try to weed these hearts out. It took a little bit out of this, this glittery paper. So I'm going to kind of stack these on top of each other, where that acetate is behind it. And then my idea was to have this piece of vellum, and I already ribbon-tailed it. Put this down here at the bottom. So everything's kind of one tone except for the mom and the hearts. So I'm going to glue this down, and then I'll bring it up to the camera and let you see it up close and see if you can get a better look at it. It's a little bit difficult to see because it's so shiny. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of this off because I don't want it to smear on my acetate. So I'm just going to run it across that piece of scrap cardstock and then put it here, kind of where my acetate is. Place it down. Don't want it to move. And I'm really not going to worry about what it looks like on the other side. I know there are some designers who like to make sure that the opposite side is also covered. I think this will be okay. I don't think I'm going to worry about it, but we will see when we are done here. I do know one thing. I don't think I'm going to cut any more of these hearts out today and try to weave them because it was a bear. But they're so beautiful, and I think it is going to be so worth it. Okay, I'm going to give that a chance to dry a little bit. Let me grab a block. I'll be more prepared. Here we go. I said acetate. Listen at me. Oh, speaking of, what I want to do here is I want to make sure I put my glue underneath this mom, and then go ahead and put that on my piece of vellum, and then put the glue underneath the mom again on the other side of the vellum so that it does not show through. That's about the only way I have seen to glue down vellum where you can't see it, is actually hide it, right? Is not even try to run it around the sides or put it through my Xyron. There's a many different ways. They even sell glue just for vellum, but just have never had very good luck with it. So this is what I like to do, is just literally put it where you absolutely are not going to see it. So there we go. We've got a tone-on-tone card, the white with the white hearts, and then the mom with the vellum. And then when you open it up, see it's held together with that acetate. So the back is not pretty, but it's not ugly either. All you can see, you can't even really see the glue, you just see the white side of that glittery paper. That's cute, I like that. Okay, so the next one will be just as cute, I hope. I'm going to keep these little things for my next card. So then let's do a 5x7 one in black and white, kind of the same concept. So what I did is I also cut, isn't this Doily really cool? Can you believe that was a die from Tim Holtz or Ranger? That is really cool. And so after I die cut it out, you can also buy from Sizzix these foam mats that you put your dies on, and one of those brushes that rolls, and it helps you get all those little pieces out. So cool. I definitely needed it for this. For the 5x7 card, what you're going to need is to cut a card base at 5x9, and then you're going to score it on the 9-inch side at 2 inches, so that's going to be your flap here. So I'm going to go ahead and paper clip this down so it doesn't become unruly. And then the next piece I cut at 5 by 2 3/4. I found that was pleasing to the eye when I started cutting. And then for my embossed pieces, I wound up at 4 3/4 by 2 1/2 and 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. So I embossed it with the dots. And this one I also embossed it with that love, but you could barely see it, and I didn't like it, so I went ahead and put the dots over it, and I thought, even if you miss it that it says love, it's still pretty, so it'd be okay. So my acetate piece is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. It's more than big enough. Well, it's kind of gotten dirty, so what I like to do is take my microfiber cloth I keep to kind of clean these type things. Oh, Latte wants to be in the video. Great. And let's see. Put this back down. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the bottom and just kind of go through the same motions. So I'm going to line this 4 3/4 square up. Got plenty of room on both sides. What I want to do is just make sure that from left to right, I'm kind of getting it centered, because that's where I'm going to line up my mats. Okay, I got more than enough room here. I've had the same bottle of art glitter glue a really long time, at least a couple of years. I have refilled it a little bit, but I think it's seen its better days. If you have one like this where it starts, the label starts cracking, you know you've had it a long time. Ever since I have found this glue, it's really about the only thing I use unless I need to use tape. And I use tape in my album construction. That's about the only time I go back to my tape. So once again, I just ran a bead of glue, top and bottom here, and just centered it from right to left, that acetate. So while this is still taped at the bottom, I can do the top piece. I think I'll do it opposite what I did last time. So here's my dots. I hope I have inspired some of you to go through your, what we call scraps or stash, or some of both, and pull some things out that you haven't used in a while, or things that really need to be used up. And then now that things are starting to open back up stores, now we can go and buy some new things. I know I'm excited about it. So now I can take this bottom piece off and put these down. I gotta make sure I put my love right side up, even though you might not be able to see it really well. Just gonna go left to right with that acetate, but then try and line up my bottom here. There we go. Now I've got some really cool things coming for y'all in the next couple of months. Be on the lookout for some announcement videos of things that I'm gonna have, some kits that I have been working so hard on for about 6 weeks, and some events that are coming up. So just be on the lookout for that. So look at that, so cute with the acetate holding that together. So then I'm gonna put my Doily somewhere here, either in the middle or off to the side. And then I made my mom one white with black and one black on white to kind of see where I wanted it, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do here. Because if I do this, it's just gonna get lost in there, I think. I think I could do this here or here. I kind of like it there on the Doily, and I might could use this one on the inside or just save it for another card. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. just using some of the bigger areas around it to glue this down right in the center or thereabouts. Trying not to smear. Okay. Need a bigger block for this one. I need my whole Misty. And then put the mom on there. So all it really was is using up some cardstock. This is so cute. Yeah, I think it needs to be in the center. That doily. That is really cute. That doily is a beautiful die cut. So I could actually put some words in, stamp in here, and then go ahead and put my mom right there. That's really cute. Even though it's a repeat. I like it. I'm gonna bring it up. See. So you can see the doily, and you can see the dots and how the acetate holds the card together and on the inside. So I hope you've enjoyed these 2 cards, and thank you for tuning in again with me. Let Facebook know that you're enjoying crafty videos by giving this video a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you again next Friday with another video. Thanks guys. Bye.